Alright, let's keep it moving, guys. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? What do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? The Monday is there. Where's our chair? 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 What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Wednesday, stay nationalised. Wednesday, stay nationalised.
Oh yeah, the strike is also at MMU. I've only put University of Manchester in the title. I'll edit that afterwards. But yeah, it's University of Manchester and MMU. Hello, Visual Culture and UoM. He's smashed the like button. Yeah, there's no police here. None that I can see anyway.
Education should be free! Education should be free! Education should be free! I want it! What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Make some noise, people! The workers united! The workers united! The workers united! The workers united! Students support the strike! Don't cross the picket line! Students support the strike! Don't cross the picket line! Students support the strike!
I've seen it on the what's it called? Student Ment Strike page. They're in support of it today.
When they say partialise, please say organise. Partialise, organise. Partialise, organise. When they say party fight, please say fight back. When they say party fight, please say fight back. Cut fight, cut fight, cut fight. Students, the workers. Students, the workers. Students, the
There you go, there's the first policeman I've seen. Someone was saying in the comments before about police.
Make some noise, people! Turning left here.
Visual culture, I don't need... Sorry, mate. Is it got in someone's way there? I don't need any mods at the minute, thank you. But maybe in the future, if my channel gets any more busy or anything. At the minute, I can just handle it myself on my second phone.
Make some noise, people! Could they get the banner
Could the speakers come to the platform, please? Speakers, come to the
get all the
platform.
banners against the friends, that'd be good.
Yeah.
Are you live recording this?
Yeah, man.
Oh shit, where you posting it?
TKE Media, Facebook and YouTube.
Oh, yeah. We get the red flag against the friends as well. Form a red guard. Form a red guard against the friends. Yeah.
Speakers to the platform, please.
Red flag brigade against the friends as well.
Okay, everybody, could you move further in? Can we move the march into the square, please? Everybody move along.
Make your spaces.
Manchester pensioners, come on, move along into the square, please.
Yeah.
Can we move along into the square, please? Can we move off the road into the square, please? Off the road into the square.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Small Lucy.
That's all I do.
Sorry about the shaky cam. I've got it all back ready now. Onto the tripod so it should be shaking now.
I know.
Platform.
Yeah, love to carry the banner. Always fun. Oh, right, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I'll make sure the wind doesn't blow in that direction. Don't forget to take some photos. You guys That's really good, wasn't it?
Previous round for not allowing the party. Right, consecrated ground. Disturb the dead. Yeah, give them more time. Bring a full-on scaffolding and stand high with barriers and stuff.
Good turnout, isn't it? Really good turnout. It's really good turnout. Is Aaron staying here as well?
Hello. How's it going? Yeah. Yeah.
See you on pleasure face.
Yeah. I'm a bit fatter in real life. Lucy's your presence.
Yes, yeah.
How's it going?
Yeah, good.
Matt. Harris.
Hello everyone.
One of the anti-cows.
Hello, Lucy.
First thing, I just want to say, what an amazing turnout. How amazing is this that we've got so many people come down to support us today, and we've been out through the cold, the dark and the rain this week because we care. Because we care about our students and we care about each other, and the one thing that separates us from the people at the top is love, care and solidarity, and no one can ever take that away from us. So we've got a fairly packed lineup today, but we're going to start with some song, and so I'm really glad that we've got an opera singer from the RNCM, a branch that has not yet got full recognition, but which has been out there on the picket lines all week and that smashed the ballot. So I'm really proud to invite Dana to come and sing for us.
Make some noise for MCM, guys.
Right, I'm going to sing you a folk song. You need to pay special attention to the words of the last verse. And then just a minute's worth of rousing Wagner after that, okay? I only found out yesterday, need the words. Within the woodlands flowery graded, by the oak tree's mossy moot, the shining grass blades timber shaded now do quiver underfoot, and birds do whistle overhead, and water's bubbling in its bed, and therefore me the apple tree do lean down low in linden lea. When leaves that lately were a-springing now do quiver under fops, and painted birds do hush their singing up upon the timber tops, and brown leaves fruits are turning red in cloudless sunshine overhead, and therefore me the apple tree do lean down low in linden lea. Let other folk make money faster in the air of dark-roomed towns. I don't dread a peevish master, though no man may heed my frowns. I be free to go abroad, or take again my homeward road, to where for me the apple tree do lean down low in linden lea.
It's outside Manchester Metropolitan University.
RNCM colleagues, Wagner files, feel free to join in.
One more tune.
different to Billy Bragg, which is normally what we would be singing around here. So, fantastic. One of the things that has really characterised what we've been doing this week is the support we've had from students, and I have never seen so many students come out and support us on the picket lines. And I cannot tell you what difference that makes to all of us. We are so glad, and we know that, you know, the future of higher education rests on a kind of sector that values staff, and a sector that values staff values students, and we have a better quality of education. So we are all in it together completely. So I am really delighted to invite Ben McGowan. Where's Ben?
Yep, there's Ben. Ben is there.
Who's going to come and talk to us. He's from University of Manchester. Rent strike.
Thank you so much. First of all, absolute solidarity to everyone out here today. Solidarity to all staff on strike. Solidarity to all the students out here on strike and all the staff out here on strike and students showing support. I just want to say, first of all, it was throughout the past year and the past years that have been incredibly difficult. It was staff who showed us support through the toughest times. When we have a university management and a government that work day in and day out for one goal, and that goal is profit, to make our lives misery over the past years, it was staff who stood through us and showed us our solidarity, and we're showing that back here, hopefully, through these strikes today. We have, you know, when we have a Vice-Chancellor like Nancy Rothwell, when she goes for tea at 10 Downing Street, she doesn't go there with our best interests at heart. She doesn't go there with students' interests at heart. She doesn't go there with staff's interests at heart. She goes there with her own interests at heart. Because we have a government that has spent the past few years shoving us up and down the country like cattle, and a university management that sees students and staff as a chance to exploit and as cash cows. But we have news for them, which is that students are waking up to the fact that universities are not some benevolent institutions out there who care about our welfare. We know they don't care about students' welfare, they don't care about our mental health, they don't care about staff's mental health, they don't care about staff's welfare at all. We have a university management and a government that work to just exploit and make the very worst of our lives. But we have, you know, sorry.
That's okay.
It can be tough sometimes as students for us, but I think, you know, to quote a very civil servant, sometimes it can be absolutely awful to work with these truth twisters. And we know that we have a management that is slashing pensions, cutting wages, overseeing a widening wage gap, and overworked, underpaid staff, and just overburdened staff, and it's not okay anymore, and students are here to stand up and fight back. You know, I think university management, they say they're disappointed, but the same management that fenced us in, that abandoned us during isolation, that ignored our mental health and never showed us any regard, to then turn around with the absolute gall and the absolute hypocrisy to say that they care about our welfare now because there's a strike, and they care about how it affects us. They're hypocrites, and it's nothing but laughable, and it's embarrassing. But the only reason, you know, it's great that they're so, you know, disappointed by these strikes, because if they're so disappointed, they're the ones who have the power to turn around and end these strikes today. They're the ones that have the power to meet the UCU demands of fair pay and fair working conditions, but they won't do that, because what they'd rather do is try to pit students and staff against each other. What they'd rather do is try to make it seem as though we're enemies when we're not. We have the same enemy, and that is our university management and this Tory government. We're going to do what they want us to do. We're not going to do what the Tory government wants us to do. We're not going to do what Fat Cat Vice-Chancellors want us to do, because we know that the heart and soul of our university isn't Fat Cat Vice-Chancellors and six-figure salaries. It's ordinary students and ordinary staff who make this university and our university special. And without us, they're nothing but wannabe CEOs and ex-CEOs on a board. And I think today is incredibly special, and I think these strikes, they are scared, because last year they were embarrassed, they were terrified by university rent strikes that won over £140 million across the country in rent rebates. And the University of Manchester in particular has never seen its reputation dragged to such low depths, and now they're scared because they never want to lose again. But we are going to win, and we're going to win again and again and again, because students and staff united will never be defeated.
Thanks, Ben. Absolutely awesome. Okay, so we've now got a student from MMU. The students at MMU have just been fantastic. They have been up at 7:30 in the morning. They have supported us. They have come and sung for us. They have really lifted everybody's spirits, and I am so proud that we've got a student body that cares so much about what's happening to staff as well. And I'm really delighted to invite Gertrude from MMU Student Support the Strike to say a few words.
Hello, I'm Gertie from MMU Student Support the Strike, the MMU Marxist Society and Socialist Appeal. I'm Gertrude. Sunday, it's Gertie. So, first of all, thank you so much for coming. There's so many of you. This is insane. I am so happy to see all of these faces out here. And I think this is such an important week for us. So the last year at university has been dire. It's a dire situation, and they've shown the true colours over here, especially at Manchester Metropolitan, the lack of care for students, the lack of care of staff. They've left us in the dark for the whole of the pandemic. We've come back, we're not really sure what to expect for the future. Now, I know we're not striking over pensions here at MMU because they're all right, but we're striking over everything else because they're not all right. So, on Thursday the 26th, I had a little meeting with some of my comrades at MMU, some students and some staff, and some students from UoM as well. And one question came up, and that is, where is our £9,250 a year going? It is not going to the staff, it is not going to the facilities. Where is it? Show us where our money is going. Where is it? The money is there. Where is their share? Oh, is it there? Now I know where the money's going. It's going to the Vice-Chancellor's chauffeured car and his accommodation and his little cushy office over there. And it's despicable, really, because he's not the one who does all of this work. It's these guys. It's the lecturers. It's the library staff. It's the admin staff. It's the people who coordinate the university. And it's gone out. Can you hear me? Yeah. And it's not going to these guys. It's not going to us. It's over there. And we need to take it back. They may have the money, but we have one thing that they don't have, and that's the people and solidarity.
Thanks, Gertie. I'm sorry for suddenly sounding like your mum on a Sunday. It wasn't my intention. So we've got lots of speakers here because we've got people from Salford, from UoM, from RNCM, and from MMU. So we're going to move to University of Manchester now. I'm really delighted for Morgan to come and talk about casualisation, which is the biggest stain on our sector. The sector is propped up by some of the most exploitative contracts that you'll see across the economy, and we have to have action to stop it. So Morgan, it'd be really great for you to come and say a few words.
Thank you so much. Thank you, colleagues. Thank you, students. Thank you, supporters. It's an absolute pleasure to be here, and it's been a pleasure to be out with you every morning for the last 3 days, in the rain, in the cold, in the mist, in the sun. The sad fact of the matter is that as a so-called early career researcher, the only days where I can see any future for people like myself in HE are the days when we are on strike. Because it is on those days that we see our colleagues willing to risk their salaries to fight precarity, We are able to speak to each other and our students and share our ideas without worrying if they're refable enough, without the shadow of metrics hanging over us at all times. And it is on these days when student occupiers remind us who the university belongs to. It belongs to those who run it. It belongs to those who learn in it, not to the managers who profit from it. Every other day, every normal day in HE makes me question whether I could survive a career in academia. As a carer, I can't afford to move from one place to another, from one fixed-term contract to another, to take up undervalued jobs with spiralling workloads and endless unpaid work, and neither can so many of my colleagues. But when we raise these problems with our managers, nationally and at UoM, what do we get? We get insults. We get told that they are able to handle 100% of staff not working during the pandemic, supposedly. We get calls for the blood of trade unionists from anonymous vice-chancellors in The Guardian, and we get outright lies that we enjoy casual contracts and that the university is powerless to do anything about the forfeits. Nonsense. At UoM, I personally know dozens of graduate teaching assistants, myself included, who had been teaching since September and were told that they would not be paid until the end of November due to admin issues. And what was the response from the deputy head of HR in negotiations over this? It was to question the scale of the problem, to wonder if it was really that important that people were having their wages hoarded by their employer, people with bills to pay, parents, carers, people who need the money. And this is common across the sector, from Edinburgh Uni down to KCL in London. GTAs have come to expect delayed pay as normal. We're among the most precarious workers in universities, and we're at breaking point. I want to finish just by addressing quickly those colleagues who have made the conscious decision not to join us, those who sneak past our picket lines in the early mornings to teach. We know what they're called. We don't need to say it, but we know what they're called. I want to ask them, how much more are you going to take? How many more PGRs are you going to watch come into academia, knowing that they don't have a hope in hell of job security? How much longer are you going to sit on your arse while your colleagues go without pay on the picket lines? No more excuses. When you break a strike, you throw early career colleagues under the bus. So make a decision, choose which side you're on, and join us. Thank you, colleagues.
That was amazing. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm going to invite Umit now from UoM as well to talk to us. Yeah, thank you. And before I do that, I just want to say we've had messages of solidarity from a number of MPs in Greater Manchester. So I want to say a big thanks to Afzal Khan, who's been supporting us on the picket lines, to Becky Long-Bailey, who supported Salford's virtual picket, to Angela Rayner, who sent a message of solidarity, and to Kate Green, who sent a message of solidarity. So I want to say thank you to everybody who's spoken up in support of what we're doing. And welcome, Umit.
I don't know, should I go up here? Right, sisters and brothers, comrades, what a fantastic show of solidarity with staff and students. I think that is absolutely brilliant, because our student knows our fight is their fight. That is really important, and our future is their future. That is why they are here. I'd like to also congratulate everybody here for going on strike and fighting back, because this is really important. And also, let's remind ourselves, we beat the anti-trade union Tory laws. That is important. Well done. 2 years ago, around this time, we were on strike about these issues. Now again, we are again on strike altogether, and we are challenging this destruction of higher education and neoliberal policies of these governments. We need to fight back in order to take back control of our universities. This is really important for us. Our student and staff, we are the university, not the management. Let's remind them, university is student and staff, not the management. I know you know a lot of statistics, but as a black member standing committee member, an ethnic minority, and a white universities. I like to remind a few statistics. This is really important. Our pays have been under attack for years, over decades. But while our pays are going down, chancellors, their pays are going up. Some of them are earning up to £600,000 and 100,000 accommodation costs. This is, we need to remind them. The pay gap, national pay gap between black and white staff is 17%. The disability pay gap is 9%. The mean gender pay gap is 15%. And the current rate of change, it will not be closed another 22 years. I think we say enough is enough. We want to change now. Following the incredible, brilliant Black Lives Matter demonstrations, one after another university made statements to support the movement. However, in reality, they have done nothing concrete, because across the UK, the race pay gap has not disappeared, and institutionalized racism has not been acknowledged. We need to raise this issue. Our universities are institutionally racist. Let's make that clear. And when we talk about Russell Group universities, the picture is worse. Our elite universities. A BBC report demonstrated that black and Arab academics at the UK's top universities earn an average 26% less than their colleagues. 26%. They also tend to be in lower pay bands. The data show the gender pay gap is more pronounced for ethnic minority women at Russell Group universities. On average, compared with white men, white woman gets 15% less. Asian woman gets 22% less. Black woman, 39% less. We have to send a clear message to our management. We want equal pay for everyone since 1970, I think. I mentioned one of the vice chancellors earning 584,000 a year and 100,000 for their accommodation cost, and this is how they are out of touch. The Oxford Brookes VC said yesterday or the day before yesterday on the radio that many people on 0 hours contract want it that way. This is the backward mindset we are against. So we need to send them a clear message. We want this to end. Finishing now, finishing. As an ethnic minority, I need to say a few more minutes. Just give me a break. Yeah. Things are looks bad, but we have been here. What we are here is the antidote to those negative stuff. This COVID period has also been a year when our members have fought back in institution after institution against job cuts and restructures. Liverpool University branch's victory was the high point when they prevented 47 compulsory redundancies by striking. There were many more, and the battles continues at RAC and Goldsmith. Lastly, our forfight is a fight not just for a better condition for our members, but a better and just society. We want to build a world we want to live in. We want a saying we want a world without racism, without sexism, without discrimination. We want a society where people who are fleeing from war and destruction, they are welcome here. Refugees, asylum seekers are welcome here. Where there is a injustice, there is always struggle. We have a saying in Kurdish, Ber Khudan jiyane. What it means, to resist is to live. We are resisting because we want to live. I hope we will fight back as long as it takes to win this dispute, because we have more to win than to lose. solidarity.
Many thanks, thank you. And sorry for being the person who's keeping time. I'm sorry, I'm not normally in that role. So I'm really, really pleased now to invite Chris Bryant, who's coming to speak from Salford branch.
Okay, good afternoon. Can you hear me at the back? Okay, first of all, thanks very much from University of Salford branch for the invitation to speak. So we've had some great speeches, so the temptation to repeat stuff. So I'll give you an update from Salford first of all. On Wednesday we had on-campus pickets at our Frederick Road campus, well attended and very successful. Great conversations with the students going into the buildings. Yesterday we had an online meeting of pickets and we had students in attendance, and also we had two local politicians from Salford, Rebecca Long Bailey and Paul Dennett, the mayor. So it was great to see that. So it's going well. Next thing I'd like to do is thank everybody who's made this happen. So thanks for all the members, first of all, who've been on strike and actually getting involved. Thanks to all the officers of the various branches who've done all the behind-the-scenes preparations for the strike. And also thanks to the UCU staff at the regional level for all their work and support. And of course, thanks to all the activists who helped get the vote out, the really crucial bit, and make it all happen as well. And finally, just a message of solidarity from UCU Salford to all the striking branches as we go forward over the days, weeks and months to come, and encourage all members to vote in any reballots which get underway next week so we can all be on strike on every issue. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Sorry, this step thing is for me because I'm 5 foot and it was just really so people could see me when I was speaking. I'm obviously going to fall off it at some point, so we'll wait for that to happen. So I'm really, really pleased to invite Simon Clark from RNCM. RNCM just did amazingly. They smashed the turnout. They smashed the ballot and they've been out every day. So I'm really delighted that Simon's here to talk to us. And Simon is not going to stand on the step ladders because he doesn't need to.
Well, hello Cleveland. It's an obscure reference, but we had Wagner before, and I thought a little Spinal Tap would help. You can see how ridiculous my hair is, so excellent. So, on that basis, now we are very much comers to this industrial party, and so sorry for that. We feel as if we're arriving on with a crappy blue plastic bag, cans of Heineken. Warm lager, anyone? No, probably not. Well, perhaps later. Anyway. So, you might wonder why suddenly we're here, having not really had a presence. It was simply because our management decided to institute a catastrophically malicious and inept restructuring policy. What the fuck is restructuring? Yes, I think we know. So, involuntary redundancies, and that made us militant, that made us very, very angry. And so, even though we're latecomers, we're very much here for the long term now, and we're building our support, and we will be with you. We're very proud and privileged to be part of the North West Union community and indeed the national movement. And may I also say thank you very much to Thomas and to Nigel for all their work. We wouldn't be here without them. So thank you very much. Rock on and support United.
That was great and unexpected to find those references in a strike meeting, so fantastic. Okay, so we've been in it, we're in for the long haul. Obviously we've got 2 final speakers. I'm really pleased that we've had such amazing support from other unions. So we've had Manchester Trades Council come and support our pickets, we've had support from the CWU, we've had support from Unison, and I'm really pleased to invite Glenn Williams from Unison to come and say a few words for us.
Thanks very much indeed. I can't let that last comment from the previous comrade go. Support Man United, yeah, we'll do that 5 times, you'll get nothing in return. I'm not getting out of here alive, am I? Can I just say firstly, massive congratulations to what you're doing. It is fantastic. And whilst I bring greetings of solidarity from 200,000 members in the Northwest region of Unison, I also bring a message of thanks to 380,000 members in our union across local government and schools, council and school workers, who started the ballot for industrial action on Wednesday. I don't think you understand how much courage and inspiration that brings, those 370,000, and it's been brilliant across virtual and actual rallies to share platforms with people from your union, with supporting unions, and that is what it's about. So I've been following the coverage of what's been going on with your dispute, and I find it fascinating. And I know we're getting towards the pantomime season, and apparently one of the important bodies in your dispute is the Universities UK. I think it's pronounced YUK. But every time I read anything that they produce, they're telling you that the students don't support you. How dare you treat the students the way you're treating them? You've heard firsthand how the students have been treated. Feels like me. Cheers, nice. Feels like my voice is breaking. Yeah, I am that young. They're blaming you for and demonising you for taking legitimate legal action. As we've already heard, some of the hurdles you have to get through to get to this stage are ones I hope local government achieve. But they're demonising you. They're also telling you that there's no support from the students, and the students themselves are telling you that's not the case. And when I watched on the BBC, that stands for bloody bias coverage, the presenter introduced it as, and we interviewed students who were disgraced by the action of militants, because you've been infiltrated, you know, by left-wingers. How dare they suggest that? They could only find 4 students on the telly on the BBC. Not one student criticised you for taking action. They criticised the government for the way that they've been treated about grants, the way they've been locked in during the pandemic. So I think instead of Universities UK, they should be called Pinocchio. And that way you can call them Puke, PWK. And I'll leave you with a couple of messages again, because I think you've used up most of the speaking time. You do deserve it. I think when it comes to Christmas and pantomimes and the holiday season, I think they need to realise there's a great expression that we can all join in. So when they tell you the students aren't behind you, I can tell you they're right behind you. And I can tell you when they say that the trade union movement and the TUC, and from the NU and the Northwest TUC who spoke at the Chester rally a few months ago, where are they? Right behind you. And when I can tell you that the members of the public don't support you, I can tell the Puke and the Yuck, they're right behind you. You have massive support right across the trade union movement, right across the labour movement. So congratulations for what you're doing. Long may it continue.
Amazing, thank you. All right, everybody, one last speech, and then we can all go and have a nice cup of tea. Just want to say again, it's been amazing. Thank you for coming out every day. Thank you for supporting each other. Thank you for sticking up for each other. This is what it's all about, and it's just been an amazing few days, and I'm really, really tired. But our last speaker is from MMU. It's our branch secretary, Julie Wilkinson, and after Julie's spoken, we can all go and meet up and have a drink. So Julie, welcome.
Thank you, Lucy. I'm going to climb the stairs and try and get on here. So, hello everybody, welcome everybody to MMU. It's fantastic to see this support today, and welcome to all the students and staff and people from other universities. It's just great to see you here. I think I can say truthfully that MMU staff, right, take a while to get angry. Right? I think I can say that fairly. People, obviously, everybody teaching in higher education is really committed to the students. Nobody wants to have to go on strike. I've been 20 years in MMU. The turnout that we got for this action was the best we'd ever had, by about 25% more than we've ever had before. Absolutely fantastic. People have had enough. They have really had enough. They've had enough of the pay being cut. They've had enough of the workload pressure. They've had enough of casualisation being extended again and again. It's time for that to change now. Yeah. Right, now I want to just make a couple of comments about things that have changed. Right, so first of all, just to say that at MMU, casualisation is such a big issue and a big problem. We've been campaigning for nearly 5 years to get our management to shift and bring associate lecturers onto permanent fractional contracts, right? We know as a result of that there are at least 403 staff teaching on casualised contracts at MMU, many of them on 0 hours contracts, never knowing when the next paycheck might be coming in, never knowing when the next lot of work might be coming in, never able to settle down to a life. And you know what? That is bad for students. And students understand it. They understand why it's bad, why that's a lack of investment, why that's a lack of value for their education. But something new happened this time. 2 new things I want to point out. The first thing that happened is that we at MMU have had unprecedented hassle, pressure on individual members of staff who aren't sure, maybe not in the union, including associate lecturers who are at risk of their jobs. And we have had emails, more emails with people's names on. Will you break the strike? Will you go in and teach instead of your colleagues? Right? The emails were, and the emails, yeah, but the emails weren't enough. Not only did they get emails, they got texts on their mobile phones and direct phone calls. One of our members who was going in for an interview, associate lecturer, going in for an interview with a manager, got an email on the same morning as her interview from the same manager who was interviewing her, asking her to break the strike, and she did not. That takes incredible courage, and it's new that the employers are pressing us like this. They've not done it before, and we have not got to let it become normal. We have got to call it out, we have got to stop it. They cannot do this to our members. It's absolutely unacceptable pressure, so we want everybody to fight against that. But the other thing that's new this time that I haven't seen in many years is the extent of student support. Student support on our picket lines, amazing! Students singing, right? In harmony, beautiful singing, supporting us, right? Was that you? Absolutely fantastic. And we've got student support like we've never had, and I think students have clocked the fact that this is disinvestment in their education, right? So I want to say to everybody, we haven't won yet. This is fantastic. We're going to feel fantastic after doing this, and so we should be proud of these 3 days of action and the amazing coverage we've had on the picket lines and the way we've done it peacefully and carried on arguing, right? But we haven't won yet, and what we're going to need is tenacity. We're going to have to keep going, because we haven't won until they've made us a decent offer and offered us fair conditions and fair pay, and that's what we need. Okay? So I say to everybody, it's time to go and take the argument back to those people who have still got to ballot, those people who are unsure, those people who might have wavered, even some of those people who might have gone in, and you know what, that's going to be hard. It's going to be hard to face them, but we have to turn them round. We have to turn them round, we have to change their minds, we have to explain, we have to keep arguing, and we will get there, and we will win, because this is about us, it's about student education, and it's about what we really care about and value, and it matters. Thank you very much for coming, and enjoy your cup of tea.
Massive thank you. Thank you so much. We can all go and have a cup of tea now. Thank you to all our speakers. Thank you to everybody who stayed to listen. It's been amazing, and as Julie said, let's just keep on going. Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to keep this live stream going for a little bit. I'm going to head up to the university building and see if they're still doing the occupation there. Do you know if they're still occupying the building down there?
I don't know. The person who would know is probably Ben McGowan, who was one of the speakers. I'm not sure where he is. Yeah, I can't.
I'll go up and have a look.
We're just going to get all the stuff.
Yes, that's right.
Okay, we'll go up and have a look, see if they're still occupying the building. I think I know where it is.
I've been different things coming up about like trade union related issues. Yeah, just leave your details there. Yeah. What's your name? Oh, I'm Tom.
You knew your shower was ready. Your bath was ready.
Here for a bit. Yeah, you know. Bilal's over there with the paper. Yeah. You got a copy? Yeah, half the address, yeah. Have you been up to?
Yeah, we'll head up to the building now that I think it's at.
532.
How's everyone's days doing? Last one of these in the IVs, they'll probably know if it's still going on. Hey, there's music, man. From Manchester, you know, music, man. Do you know if they're still occupying the building there?
I do not know. I'm not in touch with us. Sorry.
It's okay.
Check Twitter.
Cheers, man.
You know how we're like talking to other people, but at some point, was it being vague hard and then I've just got a bit
They don't know either.
It's just a bit vague hard and always having to socialise with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just get to you.
Yeah, if I speak with Ashley, I can
Oh, no, not that. Also, genuinely, I need to use that as a trick That coat made such a sleeping bag. It was incredible. Also, quick lecture.
I'll be live in York for tomorrow for anyone interested. I don't travel often for protests, but I'm hearing this one will be pretty big, so thought I may as well travel to it because I'm pretty close to York, being in Manchester. So yeah, make sure you tune in for that one. Should be a good one, a big one.
No, it's like this. Okay, yeah. What's that thing that I can do where it says it's going down really fast and then suddenly it's 1% and it stays at 1% for like 2 hours. Incredible. Not annoying. It's still annoying, but we'll take it. Oh yeah, because like that was mine, because it was doing that thing where it stopped just like,
Yeah, if you're just tuning in now, you might want to rewind if you want to watch the march and the protest. March was right at the beginning and then went into some speeches and stuff outside the uni. We're just heading back up the road to see if the students are still occupying the old classrooms. If you've following from last year, they occupied for a student rent strike one of the buildings. Now they've done it again for the teachers. Well, in fact, last year they did 2 buildings, but just one of them this year.
Yeah, that made me think that they're being actively, they're an actively malicious presence. So the ones that don't have an idea are not about
You can see, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but some of the protesters are heading into the student union now. Guessing they're going to carry on inside the union. But should be just behind in a different building if they're still occupying. So we'll find out in a second. I think it was this building here. I might have it wrong. I can't see any banners here, so I'm just going to check Instagram and see if we've got the right place. They might have left now because it's the last day of the strike, so they might have left the building now. Here's some of the signs. I just have a seat over there. I'm gonna check if I'm in the right place. But yeah, it might have ended this now. Yeah, I think I've missed this. I just looked on Instagram then, and it is this building. In fact, I'll show you the picture. Can you see that? So yeah, and then if you want to pause and read any of this, feel free. It's basically just saying what the strike's about. So yeah, unfortunately I missed the occupation, but I managed to catch the big march, so not as bad. Yeah, once again apologies for missing the first couple of days. I just not had the time to make it down here. we're going to end this street. Oh, there's one of the picketers coming back after the protest. I'm guessing the line will reform. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to end the stream now. Thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for York. Yeah, it'll be a good one in York tomorrow. Should be exciting.
Yeah, I missed that.